What's going on, everybody? This is Bunjamin Bakchar bringing you the first F122 video of the year, and just wanted to kind of give some of my thoughts and reaction of the game so far. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. To start off, as you can hear in the background right now, having a lot of audio issues with this game, just kind of really cutting in and out, really choppy. I messed around with all the audio settings. I don't know. I must have tried everything. And for somebody that likes to listen to the tone of the engine to make sure that I'm shifting properly, either downshifting or upshifting, this cutting in and out of the audio is a real pain in the ass. And I know other people are complaining about it, so I know that this issue is not isolated just to my game or my computer. Apparently it is a big problem and a known problem. So hopefully they'll get this kind of ironed out as soon as possible, as it's really making the game unplayable right now. Really difficult to know when to shift when there's just silence coming out of the headphones. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way first, as it is the first part of this video. I don't have many of these other bugs and glitches and issues recorded, just because there were so many issues that I didn't bother recording my game most of the time, just because I wasn't sure how long it would be recording or if the game was going to crash. But on that note, yeah, I've been running into some crashes in the game randomly too, as well as other people. The ego dumper crash, not really sure what's causing that issue. I know that, like I said, a lot of people are experiencing it. It's just crashing to the desktop. So yeah, hopefully they'll get that sorted out as well. Third issue for me is the VR gameplay. So the first day I tried it, it worked. I have an RTX 3070, the EVGA FTW3 model, and the image was just really fuzzy for me. I've used it in a whole bunch of other sims, you know, iRacing, ACC, Automobilista. It seems to work fine, and the image is pretty sharp. But for some reason in F122, it's just really blurry. Maybe they just haven't optimized it yet or whatever. I know that NVIDIA did release a patch yesterday for the release of the game. So hopefully they're working on optimizing that. But yeah, it worked yesterday when I tried it, when it launched. And then I tried it again this morning, and I was getting 1 to 2 frames, even in the menus. And it was just unplayable in VR. I uninstalled the game and installed it again. Still didn't fix the issue. I don't know what the deal is, but I'll wait a couple days, see if they roll out another driver for the GPUs that will hopefully iron out that issue. Thirdly, having some issues with the online portion of the game. Not online multiplayer, I haven't really jumped into that yet, as when games release I like to work on my setups first. So yeah, I usually use time trials to help with my setups, and the game is just not recording my time trial times for some reason, or it's not uploading them anyway. It seems like it'll record and upload the first or second lap, but if I do any more laps than 1 or 2, it just stops recording personal bests or any lap times at all afterwards. And it kind of leaks over into the weekly event as well. So this week is a qualifying and race at Silverstone. I tried the qualifying. It would have been good enough for like top 5 out of like the 600 or so people that have done it. But it didn't record my qualifying time. And then I went back and tried to get in there again, thinking maybe I disconnected and I could do it again. But I get the notification saying multiple qualifications will result in a time penalty for your final time. So the game records that I did the qualifying, but it's not recording my time. So I tried the qualifying a second time. I was a tenth or two off my first time, so it wasn't quite as good of a lap. But it did not record my qualifying time a second time. So now I have no time, and I'm going to be penalized twice if I try to run it again. I'll try it again tonight. I don't know. Hopefully it'll work later on, but for some reason it's the game's having issues recording time trial times and weekly event qualifying times. So yeah, the last thing that I ran into, not so much a bug or a glitch, just kind of a dumb thing that somebody decided to do, is the virtual rear view mirror in game. I enabled it in the OSD options. It didn't show up. I wasn't sure what the hell was going on. I tried screwing around with it for a little bit, just trying it on different tracks and different game modes. Didn't work. And then I went online and checked, and somebody posted a solution, which was you have to go into the OSD customization and enable it, because EA or Codemasters disables it by default, which is just kind of dumb. I don't understand why you would disable it by default, but then still have the on-off option in the OSD settings menu. So yeah, like I said, not really a bug or a glitch, just kind of something stupid that was really annoying after a while. So yeah, those are all the issues that I face. On top of the biggest issue of all, probably should have started off with this, but I am a PC player and I downloaded the game on Steam, and yeah, the game just did not launch when it was supposed to. So I stayed up all night. I was too excited to sleep. I did fall asleep for maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes and then woke up at about 5 of 2 in the morning. The game was supposed to launch at 2 a.m. Eastern time for those of us in the US. I got up a couple minutes before, waited for the game to launch. 2 o'clock rolled around. It didn't launch right away, so I thought, oh, maybe they're enabling the downloads right now. It'll probably take a couple minutes. Waited around until 2:30, nothing. 3 o'clock, nothing. Had to double check their tweet quite a few times to make sure that I wasn't reading the wrong time. And yeah, by around 3:30, I finally decided to go on into the EA forums, and lo and behold, a whole bunch of people were already posting in there about the launch not working. So apparently there was an issue, or something was not communicating properly between EA and Valve. Looks like the console players got their game released on time, albeit with a whole bunch of other issues, but the rest of us on Steam and Origin, yeah, we had to wait. I can't remember how long it took. I think it ended up taking like over 7 or 8 hours for the game to release, and then once the game released, I installed it and ran into all those other problems that I just listed. So yeah, the launch of F122 seems to be a failure to me. Not coming out on time when it's supposed to. I paid $70. I think it's $80 for the Champions Edition in the US. I got it at 10% off, so it was like $70. But I know that a lot of people in certain countries were saying that the game costs as much as what they make in like a week. And on top of that, there's a bunch of young users that are like 16, 17. They just don't have that kind of money to be blowing on a game. And then there are just some other people that only buy like 1 or 2 games a year. And if they're an F1 fanatic, then this is the one game that they buy a year. If they bought the Champions Edition, they kind of got screwed over because they lost out on whatever one of the perks that they paid for, which was to get the game 3 days early. I know a lot of people were saying that they took time off from work, so they're losing pay for a day to play this game, and then they ended up not being able to play it anyway. I feel bad for the guys in New Zealand and in Australia, because I think by the time the game finally launched, it was like 1 in the morning. So those guys that stayed up to wait for the launch of the game kind of got screwed over and didn't even get a chance to play. But yeah, that is a big issue. EA and Steam and even Codemasters, they've been around long enough to have released a whole bunch of games or deal with companies releasing games. I feel like having an 8-hour delay on your launch is just unacceptable. It's inexcusable. I think by now those companies should be able to handle releasing their game on time. And let's just face it, nobody's buying the Champions Edition for that bonus content crap. I really don't care what my character is wearing or whatever My Life content they gave us in the Champions Edition. Everybody's buying their Champion Edition for the 3-day early access, and they pretty much lost out on that first day. So I'm hoping that they compensate the player base. I know that they send out a mail in game rewarding everybody with like 4,000 XP, but let's face it, we can earn that in like 2 races. 4,000 XP is not really going to cut it. But yeah, those are the issues that I personally faced. I'm going to list off some other issues that I know a lot of other people are facing. Wheelbase, steering wheel, and pedal set incompatibilities at launch. It's not limited to just one company. I know Thrustmaster users, Logitech users, and even Fanatec users, which is odd because Fanatec is a partner with F1 and or Cody's. I'm not quite sure how that works out. But yeah, a lot of wheelbase is not working, and not having force feedback. Pedal sets not working if they're plugged in via USB. This is a racing game. The racing, the sim racing accessories and gear should be working automatically at launch. So again, this is inexcusable. Another issue that a lot of people were having at launch is their accounts were being suspended when they started the game up. So they, console users did get the early access, but as soon as they launched the game, their account was suspended and they couldn't get into it either. So those are probably 2 of the biggest issues that I've seen that I didn't run into on the forums. But yeah, the launch didn't go so well. But the game itself, it's an F1 game, right? I mean, if you have been around for previous F1 game launches, you probably already kind of know what to expect. Handling models a little bit different, a little bit more complicated or complex this year, which I like. I enjoy the challenge. I hope they don't do the same thing that they did last year, where they rolled out performance patch after performance patch after performance patch. I ended up having to change my setups constantly, and then by the time they settled on a handling model, like 5 or 6 months of the game, the lifespan of the game was already gone. So I hope that they keep this handling model so that we don't have to screw around with setups for the first 5 or 6 months of this game. Supercars were kind of give or take for me. I can't really race them online. I did try out the little mini games, and I did try them in time trials. I guess they were fun, but I don't see myself coming back to visit Supercars for a little while. Unless they start making them able to race online, then I might come back and try out the Supercars. But for now, it's just kind of like breaking point from F1 2021. I checked it out for like 20 minutes, and then I was like, yeah, okay, I'm good with this. The rest of the game, My Life is a bunch of crap that I'm not going to deal with. I don't really care about that stuff. You don't see your character in the car anyways, so I don't really care about that. I think that was a waste of time and resources on EA's part this year. Probably could have used that to make their launch go a little bit smoother, but hey, what do I know? I'm not working for those companies. But yeah, overall, the game is like they say constantly, it's a revolution, or it's an evolution, not a revolution. So yeah, pretty much the same game. Handling model is a little bit different, but for the most part, updated tracks are nice. Would I recommend this to you if you haven't bought it yet? If you're a crazy F1 fan and you need to drive the new cars and you want to experience the new tracks, then yes, I would say go ahead and buy the standard edition. It's kind of late now to be buying the Champions Edition anyway. I mean, unless you really, really can't wait and you don't care that you're only getting a day and a half of early access or a day of early access by the time this video goes up. But for the most part, if you haven't bought the game yet, you're not a super crazy F1 fan, I might tell you to hold off. There's so many issues in this game right now. The ones that I've listed, and then the plethora of other bugs and glitches and technical issues that I haven't listed. There's just too many to name. If you want to see a full list, just go on to the EA forums and the EA F122 forums. There is just page after page after page of people posting about bugs and technical issues that they've run into. As of right now, with the audio kind of being choppy like it is, it's really not playable for me. I can still get in there and like work on some setups, but it probably wouldn't be fun to be playing a My Career or even online multiplayer, because I feel like the audio cutting out would just screw up your races anyway. But yeah, if you can get over the audio being choppy like that, then yeah, it might be a little bit playable. But right now, as it is, I probably wouldn't recommend this game to anybody that's not super Fanatec F1 fan. And I'm just being honest. I'm usually a huge Codemasters fan and an F1 game. I've bought every single F1 game since like F1 2019 on launch day. But I'm a little bit disappointed with this one, mainly because it was 8 hours late, and then when I did get it, it was so full of problems that it just kind of made it not really fun. But hopefully they'll have this all sorted out before July 1st on release day. But as of right now, if there isn't a patch on release day and you haven't bought this game yet on July 1st, don't buy it. Wait until that first big patch that gets rid of all these technical issues. Like I said, it's really not playable. But yeah, I've been babbling on long enough. My hands are kind of blistered from playing it for so long. I think I've got like 15 or 16 hours since launch, and that was only like a day and a half ago. So I've been spending a lot of time on this game, and in that time I can say that it's probably not worth a buy right now unless you're a crazy fan. But now, that isn't to say that other people aren't having a good experience. For some reason, every single YouTuber has a pretty reliable version of the game. I did see a Yarno Otmir video where he did get a crash in his game as well, but for the most part, I'm not hearing the audio issue in any of their copies of the game, but they might have a different build. But yeah, like I said, this is just my personal experience with the game. I personally would not recommend it. I don't know if console players are facing less issues, although I did see console players in the EA forums complaining about bugs and glitches as well. So yeah, hopefully you'll use this as part of your research if you're looking into buying this game. Don't just take my word for it, look up other resources as well. But if you're playing on PC and you're downloading off of Steam, these are just some of the issues that I've been running into on more than just a few occasions, and other people are running into these issues as well. So I don't want to keep babbling on. The video is already long enough as it is, but hopefully this will help you out if you're looking to buy the game on launch day. Like I said, I probably wouldn't recommend it right now, but that's really ultimately up to you to make that call. If any of you guys have run into any of these issues or any other issues and you want to blow off some steam and bitch about it, feel free to do so in the comments section, and we'll just kind of come together in our hatred of the issues that we've been running into. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully, if the game is more stable in the near future, I'll be making some more videos as well, so be sure to stay tuned to check those out. Remember to eat your bok choy, and I will see you guys in the next one.